Vlad III Dracula, more commonly known as Vlad the Impaler or Vlad Tepes, was born in 1431 in Sighișoara, Transylvania, now Romania. He was the second of four brothers born to the noble family of Vlad II Dracul. The name Dracula is derived from the Latin word Draco, which means dragon, as it refers to his father's induction into the Order of the Dragon, a society created by Holy Roman Emperor Sigismund for those who fought against the Ottoman Empire in defense of Christian Europe. After his father assumed the leadership of Wallachian Principality in 1436, Vlad moved to Targoviste, Wallachia. During this period, Wallachia was allowed its own dynasty, territory, and religion, but had to pay tribute and grant trade concessions to the Ottoman Empire, as well as submit much of their agricultural produce. They were given freedom in foreign policy decisions so long as they did not conflict with Turkish policies. However, any ruler of Wallachia had to be approved by the Sultan, restrictions which Vlad found unbearable. In 1442, Vlad III and his brother Radu were sent to the court of Ottoman Sultan Murad II as collateral. This was a common practice among them at the time, where hostages would be exchanged or submitted in order to guarantee that their father, Vlad II, would abide by Ottoman policies. However, John Hunyadi and his Hungarians attacked Wallachia in November 1447 due to Vlad II's treaty with the Ottomans and betrayal of Christian forces. At the Battle of Varna, near the Black Sea fortress in Bulgaria, the Ottomans won a decisive victory against the Crusaders despite heavy casualties. King Vladislav and over 15,000 men from the Crusader army were killed. Radu and young Vlad's father fled to safety, while Vlad's older brother, Mircea II, was captured by boyars from Targoviste and subjected to cruel torture. He was blinded with a red-hot poker before being buried alive. Vlad III took note of every event against his family from both sides. Unfortunately, shortly after this, his father was taken prisoner and killed by John Hunyadi's forces. In 1448, Vlad himself was released from Ottoman captivity and chosen as Murad's second candidate for the Wallachian throne. It is believed that Murad thought Vlad would be more obedient than his father or older brother. Despite this confidence in him, Vlad would go on to win and lose the throne multiple times before finally being defeated by both Murad II and Hungary's forces, thus leading him into hiding. Vlad III returned to Wallachia in 1448 after his father and elder brother were assassinated by the boyars, or nobles of Wallachia, the previous year. His younger brother had been adopted by the Sultan and converted to Islam, thus becoming an enemy of Vlad. In 1451, Mehmed II assumed the throne and was preoccupied with taking Constantinople. This gave Vlad a unique opportunity that he used to his advantage. Despite ruling for only a few months, Vlad created a list of his enemies and had his spies locate each one. In an effort to reclaim the seat of power belonging to his father, Vlad initiated multiple military operations. These included Romanian nobles such as boyars who were loyal to the Sultan. Ultimately, in 1448, after a fierce battle, Vlad was victorious, but only held power for 2 months before being overthrown with help from pro-Ottoman boyars. It took 8 years of fighting back against those he deemed enemies through assassination and execution before finally regaining control. Vlad's reign was marked by his use of psychological warfare in the form of impaling. After winning a decisive victory and claiming the principality, Vlad faced opposition from Hungary and Saxony, who wanted to take back control of the region. To intimidate both foreign and domestic enemies alike, Vlad would capture them and then have long, sharpened spears inserted into his victims' rectums up through their chest cavities before planting them into the ground while still alive. This gruesome tactic was displayed most notably at what has become known as the Night Battle on 16th and 17th of June, 1462. After leaving, he left behind 23,000 Ottoman soldiers impaled on spikes in a horrific sight. Legend suggests that Vlad collected blood from these victims in jars, which he used to dip bread into before eating it. This only added further fuel to his reputation as a cruel ruler. Radu, the brother of Vlad, was appointed as the commander of the Janissaries, an assemblage of Greek slave mercenaries who served under the Ottoman Empire. After Vlad had issued severe punishments to multiple regions, particularly for Saxons, Radu went there and presented offers from Mehmed II that were too good to refuse. Radu threatened to take away his first wife, who had given birth to their son Mycenae, the evil. He chose to commit suicide instead of being taken away. All of Radu's actions drove Vlad into a state of anger and insanity and left him surrounded by enemies on all sides. Vlad's methods of punishing those who betrayed him made many other Christians in the area fear him more than the Turks. In order to reach a peace treaty, Vlad invited dozens of prominent boyars from Hungary and Saxony to a banquet. This pleased Mehmed II so much that he sent his own emissary to oversee it. During this time, Vlad also conducted public executions of those he deemed traitors. Once all the boyars were seated, Vlad's men quickly sealed the door and windows of the room and set it on fire, with its occupants still inside. He then personally sent word of his heinous deed back to Mehmed via his emissary after he had nailed a turban to the man's head. In the same year, Vlad managed to avoid capture by the Ottomans, but was then taken into custody by soldiers of King Matthias Corvinus I of Hungary. In an effort to be released from imprisonment, Vlad agreed to a treaty with Matthias Corvinus in 1474 that included marrying Ilona Sigalovi, one of Corvinus' cousins. As part of the agreement, Vlad was required to cease attacking Hungarian territories and impaling their soldiers, as well as convert to Catholicism. He then requested assistance from the church in Rome, but his request was denied, and instead of receiving help, he was accused of treason and thrown into the dungeon. As a result, his brother Radu assumed the throne in his place. Vlad eventually regained control in 1476, but is reported to have died during a battle that same year against a coalition force that had him trapped in his mountain fortress. Vlad the Impaler has remained a folklore hero in the region for his efforts against Ottoman encroachment and was the most prominent symbol of Romanian independence. Please click the like and subscribe button. Leave your comments below if you enjoyed the video. See you soon.